They're trailing throughout the first half. Nice move by Curry to the rim. He went to the crossover for Steph Curry.
And they wanted to laugh about Curry's defense at one end if you're Russell.
Curry, defender falls down, and that makes it 120-1.
KD the ball. Oh, Steph. Oh, man. Twisted Marvin Williams around and then shot three. Wow. In a pair. Curry around Kawhi Leonard. He lost him and hit a three.
Greg Popovich, coach of the Spurs, said Stephen Curry is so good at creating space now with the way he handles that ball.
They're going to replay that. They set a foot on the line.
He just doesn't accept it.
That's inbounds. And then the Tucker on the handle and then the hand. Buzzing after that.
He got the ball on the move. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry, George. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's a shake him up there. Oh, no. Can I have some fries with that shake? Oh, my goodness.
Gets around, lays it up again.
He missed the easy one inside, but he makes the most difficult one.
Draymond's done terrific defensively. Curry, three. Again, they're rolling for three. 5 of 6 triples for Golden State.
James trying to harass Curry. Curry off the dribble. Layup off the glass.
This is game 1, Western Conference semifinals. As Curry does his magic, gets by Gobert and scores. With that Curry flair. Oh my. Rudy was outside of his comfort level right there when he had Steph Curry. Oh, Steve Smith.
They do have a foul to give. Durant picks up Curry. Curry crossover, steps back, puts it up, puts it in! Curry's got Mozgov on him. Now James picks him up. Curry to the basket, left-handed, and a foul! Sweet move from Stephen Curry and a chance for a three-point play.
You're asking a 7-footer to defend.
Steps back and scores. Scott Brooks was off screaming. Steph Curry with 28 points now. As many as 10 here in the fourth quarter. Curry to the basket, high off the glass.
And the bench is loving it. Coming at Chris Paul, takes it out under the basket and suddenly goes 2 times behind his back to leave Paul on the ground and then finishes it off. 1, 2, Paul goes down. Curry knocks down the jump shot.
Baron Davis. The 3. Watch his head coach, though. We're going to show the reaction of Steve Kerr as this play was developing. One of the reasons why Curry is one of the special players.
You should never come away with 2-on-1. Would you get the tip? And they weren't. You got to go defensive tip.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Slide on the pimp game with my pinky ring. Lot of gang, lot of bitches in the icy chain. How you claim that you rich? That's a false claim. I'll be straight to the whip, no baggage claim. Tell me how to stay out.
Welcome to the channel, Excellence, where we strive for excellence. We strive to be one better than what we were yesterday.
Like a boss, I just lift the hand.
So we can lead. Turn the light.
Money like a shout.
This video is going to be for those who are pure at heart. The true people that got loyalty that is trying to raise their consciousness to royalty. See, from loyalty brings royalty. And that's just how it is. You see, it goes down like this. Some people say get down and lay down. But I say, if you want to be down, don't try to get down on me. Because if you try to get down on me, you can't get down on me. See, that's a part of the Lord. See, get down and lay down. To be down with me, you got to be loyal to part of the team player. For the uplift and the fall of humanity. Upright, independent, and fearless. See, one thing we do, we communicate to the wise for our own improvement. But one thing we do, we deal with ignorant people and we communicate with them for our own instructions. See, they tell you what not to do and what to do. Sometimes you have to not put yourself in conflict. You know, put yourself in situations where they're combative and stressful. Avoid stressful and combative situations because they are very toxic and it'll drain that energy. See, some of us vibrate on high. And when that negative energy comes around you, it's just to try to slow you down and to bring you slower. And see, in that slowness, it brings sickness. To get out of that sickness, you got to raise your consciousness to a higher level, to that spiritual realm, because that devil is trying to pull you down. So raise in thought and stay in spirit and stay in that loving spirit. Because remember, your thoughts is the cause of it all. Asking you shall receive, seeking you shall find. And the only thing I thought was worthy of me asking for is eternal life and eternal happiness. See, some people ask for material things, but give me eternal life and give me eternal happiness. I'm good. You can have all the money because that shit's fine. But get down or lay down. But if you gonna be down, don't try to get down on me. You feel me? Be down with me, don't get down on me. The eyes is the window to the soul. And that third eye consciousness, you know, breathing in through that Inglanati and that Pinglanati at the same time, bringing that energy straight up your Shishuma, opening up the full consciousness of your brain is a deep thing. See, that's when you can see the all of all and know that you are part of everything that is, was, and evermore will be. Because I seen that in you because you've seen it in me. I'm out. Welcome to the channel, Excellence, where we strive for excellence. We strive to be one better than what we were yesterday. Why? Because some of the things in my life was just jacked up. You know, when you live the life that I live, and half of your life has just been jacked up and just screwed all the way up, and everything you did you thought was right was just jacked up, and you just got to the point where you was just fed up with being jacked up and jacked up with being fed up, you know, and your fucked up was just fucked up and it was fucked up, and until you got to the point where you just couldn't do nothing but get fucked up, and then something happens till you get to that point where you just snap and say enough is enough. I got to do something about this ratchet, raggedy ass life of mine. I ain't going nowhere with this. I'm just ain't shit. I'm just fucking up, and my fucked up is fucked up, and it's fucked up. And everything I do, I just fuck it up. And don't nobody want to deal with you because you're just fucked up and you fuck shit up. But then it comes to a point where you gotta do a 360 and turn around and undo some of that fucked up shit. Well, when you've been beat, battered, broken, drugged through the mud, and I be damn, I don't know what the hell else y'all can put me through. I done been through it all. From death to destruction to dealing with you motherfuckers. And I still gotta deal with more shit. When is this gonna ever end and the goodness begin? At some point in my life,
I got to seek for some type of peace, some type of happiness, something. You know what I mean? There's nothing but love in my heart. But this world is tearing this motherfucker apart. How could you deal with it? The trials, the tribulations is to make you stronger so you can go through more trials and tribulations and this shit lasts longer. Well, it's going to end soon. Because I realize one thing, that every individual on this earth is here to do what no man has never done before. And everything that you do, nobody else can do it. Nobody has ever done it. So let's see what you can do that nobody else in this world has ever done. Because I'm going to do something. And I'm on my mission to do what no man has ever done. And that's live in peace. With myself, with my surroundings, and with everyone. I don't give a rat's ass about how you choose to live or think about me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Nothing. Nothing. My thoughts, my thinking, my reasoning, my willing, and my understanding comes from a divine place of existence. Divinely prepared. So if I talk to you in a divine measure and you can't meet it, it was not for your pleasure. So keep it moving and don't stop and fake fuck with me. Because I'm going to tell you what I want and how I want it. Because you have not, because you ask not. And you want not. And when you ask for what you want, you will get. So, it's no problem with being real and keeping it 100 with everybody. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for nobody. Once you know the truth, it's up to you to live in the truth or live in a lie. And if you want to meet me with your truth and my truth, then we going to be the truth together. And see, that's when you talk about true religion. Is to live in spirit with one another. See, that's the greatness for all of us. To learn to love instead of hate. Love your brothers. Treat them like an equal. They call us animals. I don't agree with them. I prove them wrong. But right is what you're proving them. I mean the children. Let's look at our children. Our children is supposed to be our future. But how can we have a future if the mother of them children is teaching them how to shoot you? How could I have a future if the mother of the children that I bought ice creams for is trying to teach their children how to shoot me? See, all you mothers of the world that's out there fighting and battling with your children, what are you doing? Wait a minute. Is there any adult in the home? Or are there still children that are raising children? I mean, is anyone over 21 that they can say that they are a grown-up that grew up? I mean, grown-ups grow up. They think, reason, will, and understand in a mature manner. They communicate to one another with the utmost intelligence for reason and resolution, and not chaos and confusion. So when you can raise your thoughts to that infinite wisdom of love and unconditional love for one another, that's when you will shine in your greatness. We're here to love, not hate. What does hate breed? Nothing. You will not eat an apple off a rotten tree. But yet and still, we are the tree that breeds the fruit of love to one another. Have you ever seen an orange tree eat an orange? Have you ever seen a banana tree eat a banana? Have you ever seen an apple tree eat an apple or a grapevine eat a grape? But yet they are deeply rooted into the soil of soul so that they can grow apace and stay rooted in the earth. See, all of those essential plants bear fruit for the living. They bear fruit for giving. Once you learn to bear your fruit for the living, all your sins can be forgiven and you can start living. I come to y'all in love, I leave y'all in peace. Do not wait to think about what I said when you deceased. I'm out.
Everybody in this room wants two things. Everybody wants to be successful and everybody wants to be happy. But I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna change your mindset. I ain't got no more than none of y'all got. God gave me the same thing he gave y'all. He don't love me more than he loved you. But you have got to change your mindset. If you think that they're gonna mail this money to your house, you're dead wrong about that. If you wanna be successful, you got to change your mind and you're gonna have to have some faith.
My mentor said, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. I got the message. Then he added, if you work hard on your job, you can make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you could make a fortune. I had never heard that kind of philosophy before. He said, success is something you attract by the person you become. Success is not something you pursue. Success is something you develop, something you become. You attract success. To attract attractive people, you must be attractive. To attract committed people, you must be committed. So the whole key to unlock all the treasures is by your own personal development. And then he added one more, which is so important. Here it is. What you become is much more valuable than what you get. The major question to ask on the job is not what am I getting here? The major question to ask on the job is what am I becoming here? Because what you become attracts. If you become cynical, you attract cynicism. So this whole subject of personal development was so vitally important to me. I was a millionaire by age 31. And that was just the economic part of it. It was unbelievable.
To me, success is like knowing the combination to a lock. If you know the combination to a lock, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, you're 55 or you're 16, your IQ is 150 or your IQ is 93. And the problem is most of us are going through life and we don't know the combination. And if you know a system always produces a predictable result. And so I want to share with you the basics of a system that works. No matter what you're starting out at, wherever you are, it will work for you. Now, the promise I always make people is threefold. If you do this work and you apply it to your life, and the key is apply it, not just listen to it. Now, Jim Rohn says you can't hire other people to do your push-ups for you. I love that quote. There are things that no one else can do for you. So the first principle building on that says you must take 100% responsibility for your life and your results. And what that means is you have to give up all blaming, all looking out at the world and saying, well, if the world were different, then I would be better off. We go through all these things where we say, if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the war, if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for her, then my life would be working perfectly. But there's a little formula I learned. It says E plus R equals O. And what that stands for are the events in your life, you have a response to them, and that creates outcomes. For example, if I put $200 in front of you and you go out and party with it, but if I put that $200 in front of you, that's the event, your response is you invested, so now your net worth went up. Same event, different responses. Basically, it's not what people say to you, it's not what they do to you. And if you want a different outcome, because E plus R equals O is like 2 plus 2 equals 4, responsibility means you have the ability to change your response to something other than what you're currently doing. So basically, we are responsible to change our behavior until we get the outcomes we want. I want to give you a business example. A friend of mine during the first Gulf War was a Lexus dealer, and people stopped coming in to buy Lexuses. They were all watching CNN and CNBC, and plus we were having a minor recession, so people were holding on to their discretionary income. He said to his staff, E plus R equals O. There's a war, our responses, we've been doing the same thing. We better do something different. So they tried 4 things. They said, if the people aren't coming to us, let's take cars to where they are. So they would go out with 5 or 6 Lexuses, and they'd go to a party. They go up and say, Tom, what do you do for a living? And then I would say, have you ever driven a Lexus? You know, we have a new LS 400 outside, never been ridden by anyone. It's got the new seats that have the air that comes out that can keep you warm or keep you hot. Would you like to take a little spin with me, see what it's like? Now, you come back in. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever test driven a new luxury car and then got back in your old car? Well, they ended up selling over 60% of the people they did that with a new car within 2 weeks. And if you keep experimenting like that, you'll find the R that works, but you have to be willing to take a risk. And the reason most of us don't do that is we don't want to feel uncomfortable, because all new things require discomfort. Now, most of you remember learning to drive a car, but after a couple months, you're there driving with your knee, you got a Big Mac in your left hand, you're breaking up a fight in the back seat with the kids with your right hand. But you have to be willing to go through that awkward, uncomfortable stage. So what I want you to do is to realize that life is an experiment. You have lots of responses that are possible. So there's 3 kinds of responses. Number 1 is your behavior. Number 2 is your thoughts. Number 3 is the images you hold in your head. What you say and do, the thoughts you think, and the imageries that you hold inside your head. When you say, I can't, when you focus on your failures instead of your successes, and when you surround yourself with people who are judgmental rather than encouraging and empowering, it actually has a physical effect on you. So we have to be very careful where we place ourselves and who we hang out with and who we surround ourselves with. And one of the principles here is you have to eliminate the phrase, I can't, from your vocabulary. I'll try. Those are all ways of saying I'm not capable. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or think you can't, either way, you're right. Because if you think you can, you will try. And if you try, you're probably going to pull it off. And if you think you can't, you won't. And if you don't try, then you're not going to get it done at all. Make sense? I can tell you story after story. I met a kid named Kyle Maynard last year. He has no legs past the knees. He was the number 2 wrestler in the state of Georgia his senior year in high school. He can type 150 words a minute with the stubs of his arms. When I hear that and I look at these people, I think, what's my excuse? There's nothing you can't do. And all those people that are out there that are doing anything that you go, wow, that's great, is just a model. For you, it says this is possible. And if they can do it, I can do it. Now, another principle is you've got to surround yourself with positive people. Jim Rohn said, again, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your friends are victims and their lives aren't working and their marriages don't work and they're not making money, that's a reflection back. And what I teach people is always try to get with the people that are the next level up. Get in their space, learn what they do, how they think, etc. General Wesley Clark, who I interviewed, said, it doesn't take any more effort to dream a big dream than it takes to dream a small dream. Most people hone down their dream because they can't see how they can do it. Dream as big as you want. Big dreams are exciting. Big dreams attract big people. Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. You may have to learn some new skills, you may have to partner up with some people, but all of that is possible if you'll simply dream the big dream. Does that make sense? So trust your dreams.
Here's what I realized, that if you're not willing to take a chance on you and reach beyond your comfort zone, you'll never discover the greatness that you have within yourself to experience more. Do something beyond your comfort zone. Learn something new so you can see what's in you. So you want to maximize this time. You want to make your move right now. If you're not willing to learn anything new, no one can help you. But if you're willing to learn something new, no one can stop you. So the people that are going to come out on top, they're hungry. Most people are conditioned to do just enough to keep from getting fired, where they've been paid just enough to keep from quitting. You got to be hungry. You have to get your stuff together. Doing just enough to get by? No. Anything can be mastered if you're willing to put in the time and focus yourself on learning how to do that to make yourself stand out. Do not go where the path may lead. Go where there's no path and leave a trail.
I want you to max out your life. I want you to max out your business. See, you were made to do something great with your life. Every single day has to be a pursuit to get better, to grow. You got to get a little bit more intense. You got to stop being so dadgum casual.